Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ring Frontier here on Gateway Sports, and also the debut of the show on the Gateway Sports YouTube channel. So we are now broadcasting on the Gateway Sports X page, Facebook page, and now our YouTube page. So we got that done here, and be sure to check out all the other shows that we have here on the program with Gateway Sports. We actually did have a roundtable with dealing with the St. Louis Cardinals held on Sunday with some of our creators. And then we got this one. We'll also have other shows in the future as well. Oh boy, for not being on here for 2 weeks, a lot has happened, and though enough was it for it to come back on, especially we got team announcements. We actually got a schedule with the AIF. We actually have an announcement of a team moving, but still undetermined where they're going to move. And also some player signings. Well, some interesting ones with some names we've heard of, and some new faces as well. I guess we'll start with the AF1 with their newest team because it has finally happened. They have announced their team from Michigan now called the Michigan Arsenal. I also do apologize for some reason the system wasn't able to show what the logo is. But to describe what the logo is, it's basically three black gray heads with football helmets with red eyes with the face mask. And like I said, the team is called the Michigan Arsenal. And it's not bad though. I don't know. It's kind of hard nowadays to tell, like, was this actually designed by someone? Was this AI? We're just now living in this day and age where it's kind of hard to tell that right now. The logo is a little bit okay. I hope to show it a little bit more in the future, but let's get to the press release because this was announced on October 15th. The Arena Football One League proudly announced today that the Michigan Arsenal is the newest franchise to join its growing lineup of teams for the upcoming season. The announcement was made during a press conference held in the Dow Event Center in Saginaw, Michigan, with AF1 Commissioner Jeff Fisher and key members of the Michigan Arsenal organization in attendance. We are thrilled to welcome the Michigan Arsenal to the AF1 family, said Commissioner Jeff Fisher. Michigan has a deep passion to football culture, and the Arsenal brings a powerful new presence to our league. This franchise is going to be something special for fans across the state. The Michigan Arsenal will play its home games at the Dow Event Center, bringing high-octane arena football action to one of the nation's most dedicated sports regions. Team representative revealed the official logo that I just described to you. Revealed and branding at the press event. I'm excited about bringing Michigan Arsenal to the Dow Center here in Saginaw. This is an exciting time with a great city that was built and founded on the industrial labor and automotive industry, said Team Arsenal owner George Bradford. This is absolutely fantastic, but more importantly, the AF1 is one of the best leagues in the industry. Looking forward to a great year, a fantastic season, and bringing a championship to the city of Saginaw. More information about the 27th will be soon, and all that stuff. La, 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 la. So now we got the Michigan team, and also it was also kind of shortly announced that things about the AF1 here that I have down here. For the 2026 season, there's going to be a 12-game schedule instead of a 10-game schedule that we had in 2025. Then also the plan is for the year 2027 season, we're going to have a 14-game schedule. So guessing with the addition of teams and stuff. So, and like I said on the previous episode, after Michigan, there's supposed to be at least maybe 2 to 4 more announcements. So it's going to be interesting with the teams and stuff here. And so far, we got 2 dates: October 29th, which is next week, for another official announcement. Then also, so far, the other official announcement happening on November 12th. Though, and then they also said more announcements to come later. Though there was something kind of interesting with us in our group here that looks like someone made a jump the gun and just announced anyway, though there is some questions. So apparently there was another team that, let me be clear, it still isn't official, so maybe this is the unofficial announcement. And strangely, it looks like it's possibly the AF1 has got a team in the state of California, and I have said about the challenges of having teams in California, and also the IFL did just lose. Well, lose may be a stretch here. Team has put on uh, dormancy which is the Bay Area Panthers. Though the question is there next time when they come out of dormancy, will they be in the Bay Area or will they even be in California? Period. But the team that's kind of been unofficially announced is the Oceanside Bombers. And what is interesting about this is that the team is also near another arena team, which is the Indoor Football League San Diego Strike Force. So we're kind of like, are they playing in the same arena? Which that will be interesting if that happens. Because this is in that Southern California area of they're like the San Diego, not LA. Let me be clear, not LA. So it's going to be kind of interesting how this goes if that happens. They've already put like listings of like now looking for coach, players, and all that stuff. Though I did see that it looks like they announced on their Facebook page, though some of the photos I'm not too sure, like they look professional, but not really professional, if I would say. Like they already hired like a business manager or something like that. Maybe not a team president. It still hasn't been announced who the owner is, but they're still looking for a coach and all that stuff. So if this does come to fruition, there should be a good amount of players, at least in that part of California as well, to join and search for players. So we're going to see about that. It just that it's kind of interesting that they didn't wait till the official. Now that heck, even the website of AF1 doesn't even mention the Oceanside Bombers. And the Oceanside Bombers, it has like that light blue type thing because of being like with Oceanside, but it has like a similar like bomber military plane that similarly that the Kansas City Brigade used back in the AF Arena Football League days when Kansas City had a arena team back in the day in the Arena Football League. So that's going to be an interesting development to see where that goes. Now we'll go with a team that is moving, which I have stayed with rumors, and now that rumor has come to fruition, and it comes to this as well in the Indoor Football League that the Massachusetts Pirates are leaving Massachusetts. And hold on here, let me load the article here because this is on the Massachusetts Pirates website here. And it's titled Pirates Leaving Massachusetts After 7th Season. And this is where they were founded. And 7th season is actually quite a while for any type of franchise to move, in my opinion. But I digress here. Lowell, Massachusetts. After 7 seasons of providing championship caliber arena football in Massachusetts, the Pirates announced they are leaving the Bay State. Details of the organization's future home venue. Hold on. A pop-up has got in there. There we go. An announcement is scheduled for the near future. Founder, president, and general manager Jawad Yadam was born and raised in Massachusetts. Will never forget the people who contribute to the success of the franchise and support the Pirates over the years, helping turn his vision of bringing a winning arena football organization to his home state a reality. I remember opening night at the DCU Center vividly and how excited I was to see our product come to life in our home state. Yadam said, sitting at 28 years old, full of adrenaline, not knowing how the operation would turn out, but consensus of the fact that we were going to work hard as possibly can to represent our city and state in the best manner possible give us plenty to be optimistic about. To witness an idea brought to reality being embraced by our community and to see the enjoyment experienced by everyone involved that night was special. He continued, April 7, 2018 was a culmination of all the hard work invested into the process up to that point, and nothing beyond those 60 minutes seemed to matter. It was the start of a wonderful bond between the Pirates and Massachusetts, and just like any relationship, it was filled with highs, lows, cheers, and tears. Fast forward 7 seasons, over 100 games later, and we stand here today having grown from a young, enthusiastic, unproven organization to one of the strongest brands in arena football, and we did it together. Protecting our backyard wasn't just a mantra, but it is a true responsibility that we carried with a pride. A 72 winning procession at home, multiple conference championships, and a league title highlight our tenure in Massachusetts. However, the moments we shared on that blue turf after our games, during events, and in the community were and what we embraced the most. The next chapter for the organization is on the horizon. However, our gratitude for your support will continue throughout our story. From the organization, my family, and myself, we would like to thank you, Massachusetts, for allowing us to grow alongside you, for going on this journey with us, and for sticking by us through adversity and triumph, Yadam added. The Pirates leave Massachusetts the most successful arena team franchise ever to represent the Bay State. The team played 7 seasons and amassed 70 wins all time during the tenure, including a 14-game winning streak, the longest in the IFL since the Pirates became a member in 2020, and 6 playoff appearances to go along with undefeated 7-0 home campaign in 2023. After 2 seasons in the National Arena League, the team moved to the Indoor Football League. The Pirates defeated Arizona Rattlers 37-34 in overtime to win the 2021 United Bowl, becoming league champions in the first season in the IFL. Twice the team has, geez, what is with the pop-ups on their site? Come on. Get And twice the team has won the Eastern Conference crown and reached the Indoor Football League championship game. Winning the title left an indelible mark on the league and the state of Massachusetts as team received to the key to the city of Winchester and had its championship banner displayed alongside those of the Patriots, Red Sox, Bruins, and Celtics at Logan International Airport and a display within the Boston Sports Museum in TT Garden. 2 other organizations played arena football games in Massachusetts in 1994. The Massachusetts Marauders of the Arena Football League played 1 season Worcester at the Centrium. The team posted an 8-4 record made to league semifinals but folded at the end of the season. The New England Surge were members of the Continental Indoor Football League in 2027 and 2007 and 2008 and played home games at the DCU Center in Worcester. Including the playoffs, the team had a record of 7-19 in both seasons. They Surge lost the Atlantic Division Finals. Many in Massachusetts would not only miss the Pirates' exits on the field, but also in their communities. The Pirates organization was a community partner, especially for the local youth, stressing inclusion, the importance of education, and helping the less fortunate from hospital visits, reading to children, and taking part in coat and holiday toy drives. The Pirates were champions of causes which included anti-bullying, raising funds, and honoring those in the military, fire, and police departments and first responders. Further details on the Pirates will be announced in the coming weeks. So, and there was also a video that the owner came out a couple of days ago too, talking about the move. He was like at the top of a building, background and with Boston in the background and stuff. So they're moving, but the question is, where are they moving to? There's a rumor they'd be moving to Orlando, Florida. And also with their move, the only New England area arena football team now is actually the Albany Firebirds, the lone one up there. And unfortunately, with the Entertainment of Football Association, how that league burned to asunder, that I was hoping for a league to do well, but boy, that league burned into the everlasting flame of disappointment. But it's just kind of interesting how this goes. Like, though I do recall 2 seasons ago, there was kind of flag of being charging for autographs after a game, if I remember. Not really backlash, but more like a type of feel. So it's kind of interesting. So now this happens here. Of course, now he said he was 28. Now it's been said he's 35. So now the question is, where do they move? Do they move to the Orlando, Florida rumor? Do they keep the Pirates name, or does that go to a rebrand as well? A lot of things are unanswered questions that hope to be answered within the coming weeks. Because, not to mention that they need to figure it out because the venue, the schedule, because they start playing March. So they need to hurry up and figure that out. So that goes with the big IFL news. Then we also, with the AIF, they, during the time that we were off, they announced one of their 2 schedules because the other schedule is yet to be announced here. Now, if I can get my computer to get on there. Oh, come on now. Come on. Come on. Now's not the time to freeze on me. Great. All right. So basically, there's two schedules for the AIF, and they're also going to be the earliest of the teams. And oh, here we go. All right, slowly but surely. They will be the first league to start play with it for the 2026 season because we all remember last year they also were the earliest one last year, but remember they only had like three teams. But this one's a little bit different. Here we go. So their starting date and their schedule is kind of wonky too. And this is only for the North teams, and the North teams are the Cedar Rapids Titans, the North Michigan Muskies, the West Michigan Ironmen, and the Wyoming Cavalry. And there is the Pennsylvania Union, but they are the lone travel team of the league. So they're kind of in the league and kind of not. So I just find that interesting with that. So like it starts on January 30th. The regular season start from January 30th to April 30th. First round of playoffs on May 7th, and then to be announced is probably the championship game right there. So yeah, first game it's going to have the Pennsylvania Union facing off against the West Michigan Ironmen, the defending champions. Then it's kind of interesting because then sometimes they have pretty much a stacked week on week two, a bye for week three, then only two teams play, then another bye, two teams play, then it gets kind of stacked there for week seven. Two teams play on week eight, then four teams week nine and 10. Only two teams play on week 11. Same for week 12, then only one for week 13. So kind of wonky, and I expect also all the games to be broadcast on YouTube as well. So it's like there's a lot, then there's not. Going flip flop. And then, like I said, there for week 3 and 5, no one is playing. Well, at least for the North, we still haven't heard anything from the South schedule yet as of this moment of the live of this show here. So, kind of interesting there. So, that goes with the AIF and some of the big news there. So, now we're going to get to the signings that happened during the last time we broadcast here. We'll start with the AF1, and we got some re-signings and new ones, but I'll start with Minnesota for the Minnesota Monsters, formerly the Duluth Harbor Monsters. Actually, that's another thing I wanted to talk about a little bit, because remember the last show, because the whole controversy of Duluth moving to Minnesota and then their head coach, Coach O'Neill, getting suspended again. I don't know, pretty much sounds like slander from the Arena League, and so far we haven't heard anything from the Arena League yet about new team announcements, because now they have at least we know five at this moment, and also rumors of possible some might get out of the door, if you will, but as I said before, that is a rumor, so nothing with the Arena League as of yet. There's still like maybe a few things of sponsorships and re-signing the players of their own as well, so it's kind of interesting how that situation, of course, with Coach O'Neill's interview with Kish on on the Shady Sports Network, and even though he was Spirit he still was very positive about the Arena League and wishing the best. So that is probably the most calm and positive interview I've ever seen with someone being smeared or accusing of being smeared by another league. So I digress. So it's kind of interesting how that worked. So Minnesota, the last thing that hurt, they signed a lot of players, and then Minnesota did more. Dear Lord. Defensive back Aaron Jackson, Texas A&M Kingsville, and you're going to hear a lot of Texas A&M Kingsville here. Quarterback Javante Johnson, Dakota College, Botany State. Wide receiver LaDavian McAllister, Kentucky State University. Defensive back Darian Maxwell, Bethane Cookman. Fullback Shannon Brooks, University of Minnesota. Yeah, you're going to get some people like saying, yeah, with the University of Minnesota, because remember, this is the first team, because remember, the AF1 was formerly the Arena Football League, the new one from 2 seasons ago, and that commissioner's wife had the Minnesota Myth, and boy, did that not go well. And especially since it's a commissioner's wife team and you had the team operate like that. Still boggles my mind. Wide receiver Richie Anderson, Penn State. Wide receiver Jamal Couch, Mississippi State. Defensive lineman Lorenzo Hernandez, Western Kentucky. Linebacker slash defensive lineman Chai Hill, Jones College. Wide receiver Quintavious Worksman, Sam Houston State. Fullback Travis Whithock, non applicable. That's how it was on the tracks. That doesn't say, like, because Coach O'Neill did say that they had some, with the history with the Duluth Harbor Monsters in that interview, that they hired some players that had more, maybe not really with college, but semi-pro history. So that might be one of those players there. So it was kind of interesting. Like he did say, like they had a lot of semi-pro talent, yet while the other teams were like doing with college and all that stuff. But it's still kind of interesting how that goes. So quarterback William Walters, Columbia. Linebacker, defensive line Jaquez Mabin, Delaware State University. Linebacker, defensive line Lavelle Spruce, Kent State. Nate, I gotta. That name sounds pretty familiar. Defensive back LeBron Mallory, non-allocable. Defensive back Nathan Cromie, non-allocable. Defensive back Jordan Seminet, Texas A&M Kingsville. Offensive line Damian Powell, Stony Brook, and offensive line Torrey Boyd, Howard University, HBCU signee. Uh, then you got for Oregon wide receiver William Langford, Pecoxyville College. Offensive line Julio Romo, Fort Lynn's College. Defensive back Dewandrick LeJordan Crockett, Northeastern State. Wide receiver Trevor Hensley, Milligan University. Kick return, so that's wide receiver Maurice Ashley, Brightwater State. They're glad to get him back because he was both good as wide receiver and a kick return specialist for them. Defensive back Rashad Lewis, Maryland. No, Maryland College was his. Sorry about that. Wide receiver Peyton Mason, Fort Lewis. Then we got Washington Wolfpack, a team that I hope to do very well. It honestly would probably get my most improved award, especially with the last two seasons, how they went. Offensive line, Justin Collier, Glennsville State. Defensive line, Abu Bangrel, Florida A&M. And quarterback, Adam Cruz, University of Mary. Kentucky Barrels got defensive back Jalen Phelps from Eastern Michigan. Yeah, I think Eastern Michigan I have on there. Wide receiver Clinton Jefferson, Fenris State. And then linebacker slash defensive Francis Tulsa, Friends Valley. Then the Nashville Cats, Charles Hall IV, Virginia Union slash Arizona State, well-known player in Arena League circles. Defensive back Keon Clary, Texas A&M Kingsville. Then final one for the AF1 for the new Michigan Arsenal, their first signee. Quarterback Malik Henry, Florida State. Of course, we know Malik Henry from Lance Chance U on Netflix. Played played last year for the Billings Outlaws for the AF1 and also for the San Antonio Gunslingers for the IFL. So first signing for the Michigan Arsenal. So we'll see how that goes. Then for the Indoor Football League signings, got some re-signs and some shakeups that going to change some teams because some star players from one team went to another, so that's going to change a bit. Our re-signed wide receiver Raheem Harvey, that they wanted to keep him, even though Iowa did have it. That was one of their positives of their team this year. San Diego Strikeford re-signed Elijah Reed. Uh, Vegas signed from formerly from the Northern Arizona Wranglers, Deshaun Stoudemire, a very good offensive weapon from Northern Arizona, now going to Vegas. San Antonio Gunslingers re-sign defensive back Christopher Page, and then sign from the San Diego Strike Force defensive back Matt Elam. Not that other Matt Elam, different at Matt Elam. Then, interesting enough, the Jacksonville Sharks actually signed all rookie team from Ira Barnstor's last year, James Calhoun. So that's going to be interesting quarterback battle there. Because I also have to remind people when it comes to the arena football world, they only sign 1 year deals and they don't really have any retention of rights when it comes to arena football. Hence, how once a season's done for one league, they're able to sign to other different leagues as well as had we had Sam Castro, once he was done with the Albany Firebirds, then signed to the Arena League. And, well, no. He signed with the IFL. It was, oh, yeah, Tyler Coca from the Nashville Cats from the AF1 signed to the Ozark Lunkers in the Arena League. That happened a few times, so forgive me there. Uh, so like I said, now the Iowa Barn Stars don't have their all rookie quarterback on the all rookie team quarterback, so they're going to have to search for a new gunslinger for them. The Tuscan Sugar Skulls re-signed two players, defensive back Amon Lyons, and also their kicker Kevin Marquez. So, and then Arizona Rattlers, boy, then another all rookie. They signed from the Jacksonville Sharks linebacker Hayden Hatcher, so that's going to be good for their defense, and they just keep, as it goes for loading, just having more bullets into their gun. So that's going to be kind of interesting there. So it's just kind of interesting how that goes. So now Tulsa, this is going to be interesting because they're going to have a huge QB battle on their hand. They are they re-signed their star quarterback TJ Edwards, who also did get injured. So I kind of understand why they signed another quarterback just in case the injury affects TJ Edwards, because like he's a good runner and passer for them. And now with the consequence of the Bay Area Panthers going to dormancy, they signed Bay Area starting quarterback Josh Jones. So this is probably the most interesting battle of all arena football right now between TJ Edwards and Josh Jones. Because either way, they're still going to be good for Tulsa, and Tulsa has improved, and as of right now, probably has the best attendance right now in the arena football world as we speak. So, just a little bit of review. We got now a new team in the Michigan Arsenal, and then there's going to be a team announced next week. So, that announcement, I think, well, if it's 29th, that will be announced a day after next week, after the net, if we do have a show next week. And then we're still waiting on the South schedule for the AIF. The Pirates leaving and find out where they moving to, and do they stay as the Pirates or do they rebrand? Then for the other leagues, National Arena League's pretty much set for teams. They already have their schedule out. They're ready to go. They're just now signing players and stuff there. Then, oh, right, the other one here. Let me get that here because just a little bit of a deal here with the AAL, the American Arena League. Because we already said they have announced like the first two teams of now the third iteration of the American Arena League. Because they got the Wheeling Miners and the Iowa Horsemen from the National Arena League to sign with them. And now if this will load up too. Technology. Here we go. Got the buffering circles to come on here. All right. Getting there. So close. Here we go. So they already announced because now there's four teams. The third team being the Mississippi Wolfpack, and then now the recent one. Oh, technically, I messed up there. So technically now with the fourth team, because technically you could technically call that in the New England area, is that the Jersey Bearcats are now part of the American of the AAL. They they played in the AL too, so we have to remember the AL has their own minor league system with the AA2 and chance to promote and all that stuff. So it's kind of interesting, and though I don't know. Would they go with a regulation system like the European football and all that stuff? Kind of interesting there. So they have 4 teams. So I expect them to add more because I'm looking at the map now. Sorry, I can't show the map to you right now because of the whole new system that EVMUX is doing. That's what we use for broadcasting our shows here on Gateway Sports. Because right now we have one team with the Wheeling Miners in in Ohio, the Jersey Bearcats in New Jersey, the Mississippi Wolfpack in northern Mississippi, and then the Columbus Lions in the Columbus, Georgia area. So you still can put some teams more the East Coast than with the Virginia and the Carolinas, which is possible. I do see our area, St. Louis here, and kind of a more into the northeast to northwest, Midwest part regions available too. So I hope they add more hope they add more. I would hope maybe about at least 6 to 8 would probably work for them. So we'll just have to see. Because I remember with the American Arena League when they first founded, when the River City Raiders was one of the more, was like the, I don't know, if not really a founding member because they were announced shortly after the founding of the American Arena League, but they were one of the first teams for the first year. I thought the league was fine, and although the River City Raiders that year, that was a lot of questions on how that organization was ran. But I digress. So that is all that we have this week here. I am unsure about a show here next week, but like I said, it because as you see with the real league, like sometimes it's real quiet, then it just explodes of information. But hopefully we get more signings and stuff. Though I might try to get a guest next week. So we'll see. Just keep updated with the Arena Frontier Facebook and Facebook and X page. Also, Gateway Sports X page, Facebook, and also now check our new YouTube page and also subscribe there for the latest shows and information when it comes to Gateway Sports. Thank you for joining me this evening. See you all next time.